So it's just another take.
While he was sitting at the entrance to his tent in the heat of the day.
Besides the mentality of, you need to be in my kitchen with a popped out belly pregnant. That's where you should be right now. No, well, she shouldn't be there, bro, because she's not there. Everyone's got divine free will. And you got divine free will. Gotta go. So I just think that's part of the reason some women are still misguided when they could have been perhaps guided a little better. Nothing's perfect, but you know, my mentality's different. As a spiritual, divine, masculine, I'm looking at this world and seeing all the children that are already without the basics of life, or the children that have the basics of life, but they're tortured because of society and the way it's set up around them. So, or they're literally dying daily from starvation, or they're literally dying from toxified food, diabetes, heart disease. We can go on and on and on. So, I'm building a team of superheroes, basically, bottom line. And that team, when it comes to the woman gender, I'm also multitasking and seeing which potentials are maybe partners that are going to last and be part of a foundation of a kingdom that's going to oversee many projects and then also agree to share this sacred union. Do you understand? To also share this sacred union because I haven't had that this life so far, and to meld it perfectly with the divine task at hand is a win-win to me. You understand? So it isn't this or that, it's everything. And it's a little bit demanding and demeaning to tell a woman she should be in my kitchen popped up with a belly pregnant, because then that's insinuating that you have absolute control over her and you don't and shouldn't and wouldn't want to be, because she's also a divine spark from creator in a different, you know what I'm saying, body, biological makeup, but very similar, more than not, and we're breathing the same air. So that perspective and that oomph is also not working for the women today because it's lacking empathy and understanding. It's lacking their environmental circumstantial conditions that are affecting them from being perfectly the divine feminine, because this world was perfectly rigged up against all of us. So you can take a couple steps back. And what was the other thing you were saying about women again? It was something else along the lines of it is them more than us, and da 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 da. Well, it depends how much responsibility you want to take upon yourself. Because if you actually take the responsibility that I should have influenced this woman to be a little bit more in this and this and this area, and I didn't, what moving forward could I do for the next woman? Or what red flags can I see that potentially will go down that route for them where they need me to be the most stern versus flexible and compromising, you know, in regards to respecting their sovereignty and their divine expression. So so if the man has more influence on the world and runs it more, has the money and owns the banks and is 80 to 90% of who is working a lot of these jobs, and the world is killing itself, there's got to be some responsibility for the man to be like, we fucked this environment up for our women. I literally feel like I'm winning just because I have a million in the bank and I'm a professional fighter. While the children are being vaxxed to death, the skies are poisoned, the water's poisoned, the food is degraded yearly, there's profits made off of our people's deaths. You start to see where I'm at with this? I see a missed opportunity in your broadcasts in that sense. It just seems a little bit too muscle building. It seems a little bit too um, referencing wealthy people of today that are also professional at something, like beating another person up, right? A gladiator in the ring, as the pinnacle of success. Now I am good. Look at my life, and they don't know who my they don't know who my ex is. They know who I am. That is not success. True success is how much you can advance yourself and everyone around you that you come across. How much can you help them, whether it goes this route or that route, whether it goes more distance or closer, or more distance in one way and closer in another, and you could keep going from there. So you look at all that and you say to yourself, what's the real wealth if we're not really putting God first and doing the good works and advancing each other in love, light, and information and, motivation? Like, if we're not doing that for each other, which is the real wealth, because the happier you are, the happier I am, the happier we are working into society. The safer you are, the safer I am, the safer I think, the safer we can think of way better, higher solutions than mundane squabbles. And, well, I think this guy's got a bigger mailbox. It's time to knock him off the block. What the fuck is wrong with people? Like Jacques said, you know, well, oh, he's going to build something taller than my building now. Is that what he's going to do now? Well, let me tell you what I'm going to do to him. It's just, you're locked into a place of hell in a sense that it's a train of thought that's self-destructive and not life-promoting. Because all you have to do is reflect your attitude and reflect your actions onto yourself. Would I like that? And once you do that, I could break the spell of anybody that's under satanic doctrine. Is this truly? Well, if I was created by a father of sorts in another realm or higher place that's where I'm from, like a physical father I have, then like the spiritual one I have, what would he have done for me to allow me to live and promote my own life and then another's life? That would be treat you well and love you and protect you. Actions and emotions into one. Cared for you, made sure you had the breath of life where you needed to experience. There you go. So it was love that created from the beginning, and it's love that creates eternally. So whenever you snap to something else, like, well, they're dumb, they're uneducated, they're hurting themselves, let's kill some of them off. Now let me measure that upon you. I think there's too many of your group and your cult and your secret society. I think there's too much ill shit going on without accountability and the trajectory for change. I think you need to go. Now, how does that feel? Doesn't feel good. Hold on a second. There's a lot of circumstances that have gone into my life, sir. Before you pull that trigger, please listen. That's what you would want. So if I could use the survival base of fear in the right way, as Satan has used it in the wrong way, I will, for those that it applies. But really, in the higher dimensions, it's all love. It's all, you don't help someone that ain't ready to be helped, so then you don't get tangled in people that still aren't mature enough to do their own thing. However, the even higher up I'm speaking of that achieve even more agree to actually drop down in density where they don't even naturally dwell, or I would say on their own accord dwell, but go to where others are looping and suffering in distance from the creator source through lifetimes and experiences, and where they're incarnating planets and realms that they are magnetizing and drawing into their experience because of their choices and not having the mature enough status to understand that those choices directly correlate and relate with how and what your next life will be or not be. Come down here and let them know this is how the light does it. And it's kind of cool because there's never been a time where the dark and the light danced like this, because the light dwelleth where the light dwelleth and the dark dwelleth where the dark dwelleth. But this is like an intersection, a meeting of the light body and the shadow. You got the light body, it's glowing like the sun, exuberant with life, ready to make